Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Goalmouth podcast. My name's Smiv, and alongside me will be David James as we sit down and talk to Leeds United's Luke Ayling on his journey from League One to the Premier League. We talk goal celebrations, we talk teammates, and a lot more. If you're listening on Spotify, welcome aboard. But if you happen to be watching on YouTube, don't forget to help us out by clicking that subscribe button. Click the bell to be notified when a new video is out, and obviously drop a like. It helps us out massively. Obviously, Utilita Football, they partner with over 20 football clubs up and down the country. It's the reason that we get to get these cool guests on the show. But for now, we're going to sit back and listen to what happened when we sat down and spoke to Luke Ayling. Is that one of your bits?
It's alright though, isn't it? Then I actually don't mind it. I don't mind anything.
Okay.
It's no
you left that there then, yeah?
No, then not like Dia, but then like Mrs. bought it, but then I got my earphones on so she can't hear you. But
happy days. Well, let's just crack on. We had a couple of technical hitches at the start, but I think we should just jump straight into it. First thing I need to find out, Luke or Bill, what's Dan behind the camera said to me, find out why people call him Bill. I'm like, what, they call him Bill? His name's Luke. So
yeah, just
what's the story behind that?
Just in like as a youth team player, there was me and Freeman, then like who plays for Forest now. He's on loan at Forest, then like Luke Freeman. So two Lukes in a team, and they just said, right, then like we need to come up with something different. And then all the boys just have nicknames, and I just got called Bill, and it just stuck from there. So ever since Scholar 16, like every team I've gone to, I've just gone in and said, look, then my name's Bill.
Call me Bill.
And it's just carried on, and I quite like it.
I like
quite
it.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Was it your choice, or was it just like
Just then, I can't remember why it happened, but yeah, just it stuck, and I quite like it. So everywhere I go now, then if somebody asks my name, I say Bill. If then if I'm out, I'm Bill. You know, it stuck.
No, his name's not Bill. That's Luke. I know he's a footballer, or even though it was his brother.
No, it's Bill. It's Bill, I promise.
Do you have any odd nicknames in your day, DJ, at all?
Yeah. But,
Go on.
We can't. Well, I mean, other than Dodgy Goalie, and actually, I think the Leeds fans had a few nicknames for me.
Go on.
Can I tell you my story?
Not on this podcast. Maybe when we stop recording. But talking to Leeds, we're going to jump into just a couple of talk about your teammates before we jump into you, Bill or Luke. I don't know. We'll call him Luke for this. Should we call him Luke?
Yeah, that's fine.
Luke.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Bill. Yeah.
We're not on the pitch at the moment. So we're going to find out a little bit about your teammates. Just a few loose end questions. So what they've got written down here is we need you to pick a teammate to be a tag team wrestling partner. If you could pick anyone in that team at Leeds right now, who would you be?
It's Bella.
Yeah.
Then he hasn't played this season because he had a cruciate at the end of last season, but I think he's probably been sent off about 6-7 times for Leeds in 4 years. He just he's the nicest guy, quiet around the place, just passive, and then once he goes over that white line, he just runs into people, tackles people, and there's one picture with blood streaming down his face. Looks real angry, and so definitely Berardi, yeah, definitely Berardi.
You into wrestling at all?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch it back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah, loved it.
Who was your one?
Probably Shawn Michaels, long hair.
Yeah.
I come out, I'm just a sexy boy with voice. All that malarkey. Yeah.
David, you're just shaking your head there. What's
I was shaking my head, yeah. So I stopped watching it when he changed to WWE. I mean, I remember it was WWF.
Yeah.
There was
WWE. I kind of agree with it, David, because I don't understand why it changed. Was it something to do with the World
Wildlife, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Wildlife Federation. They had the rights to WWF.
Yeah.
Was it the Bushwhacker twins or something like that?
Bushwhackers back in the day. Yeah.
So at Liverpool, Robbie and Macca, Steve Harkness used to walk around the change room giving it all that stuff. I mean, just don't get it.
Yeah, you had two little eras. That was an era, and Jake the Snake and Ultimate Warrior and all that. That was way back. And then when we got a bit older, for some reason, it was acceptable to watch it still. So yeah, you had Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Shawn Michaels, then you had Undertaker, Kane.
Yeah, they were.
But there is only one Brock Lesnar.
See that was just
Brock
couldn't get in-
Lesnar.
I wasn't
That
into it
guy's
then. You're still watching
That's
it,
still a
then?
bit later. Yeah. Because
You're
he's
still watching
in
it?
I think.
Well, he went in the UFC, didn't he? And then
Yeah.
became world champion in the
Well,
UFC.
yeah.
Got battered a few times and went back to WWE. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. All right, next question about your teammates. It's one for you as well, David. Which Leeds player would go the furthest on Strictly Come Dancing?
Oh dear.
Dancing. Calvin Phillips. Yeah, I'd say Calvin Phillips. He
Got the moves.
Then he goes out a bit and he's got a few moves when he's out. Yeah,
So
he's
you
not
go-
bad.
You go the furthest.
Calvin,
Who would go out first? Who's the worst?
Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper. Yeah, Skip Dog. Skip. He goes out, he gets a beer in his hand, he just stands there like that all night. Just doesn't move. So yeah, definitely Liam.
But Phillips, I mean, his hair's got to be quite long when he takes his takes out.
Yeah,
his ponytail, huh?
yeah. If it's grown now, it is a good length. It's a good length now.
Yeah, I reckon he'd win it.
Yeah, Calvin's not bad. Calvin's got a
Decent
bit.
shout. Decent shout.
I reckon getting around the fifth week is probably as far as you need to go. Anything further than that becomes like,
Yeah.
Seriously.
Who needs to? All right,
No
last
excuse.
one on your teammates. You got to pick one person one person from the team as a phone a friend for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So yeah,
Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford, easy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like private educated. He
He's a
knows
smart kid,
everything.
isn't
If he plays the violin or something, or then like the little violin. I'm not sure what it's called. It's a tiny little one.
What is that
He
one?
sits there playing.
You'll know this, David.
Is it a piccolo? No, piccolo.
I
Not
don't know
the
what
fiddle.
Piccolo's the little.
Oh wait,
What's the?
yeah, no, it might be the fiddle. I don't know. It's just like a tiny little violin. But yeah, then he can play that. He speaks a bit of Spanish, speaks a bit of French to the lads and that.
Serious?
So, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He's got all the lingo, the boy. Yeah, he's real clever.
He's
I know this is a
actually. I laugh. No, I laugh. The first time I heard him speak, I laughed.
He just doesn't. Yeah,
It was like, hang on a minute, this guy doesn't sound like he plays football.
no, he's very well spoken. Comes from a very good family, so
Probably
yeah,
a cricket
Patrick
and rugby
Bamford all day
captain
long.
at school as well. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah,
It might be off the cuff. Luke. But
yeah.
if you give him a call right now, ask him a question,
Yeah.
and we'll donate. If he gets it right, we'll donate some money to charity. How's that sound?
Go on, then
we do it?
like yeah. Go on, which one is it?
Whack it on loudspeaker. Go on. So you're going to ask him what's the capital of Iceland. Should get it. Do you know the capital of Iceland?
No,
Was that a no?
I know it.
no,
Do you know it, David?
I don't know.
Do I know it? I played in Iceland for 6 months. So I think I should know it.
It's the only place to play, isn't it?
It is. Well, unless you get cold feet and end up letting in bad goals.
Yeah.
They're not like. Can you hear me? Because I got the headphones in.
Yeah, we can hear. Yeah.
This is phone a friend.
Oh man, it's going to let you down for the million.
No, then like he's out playing his violin, and he's somewhere.
It's Well, we tried.
Like bloody music time, innit?
Oh dear! I can just
Gotta
imagine
clip
with
that
bow
one
tie
out,
on as well.
All right, look. Well, obviously, onto you. Your footballing career started with Arsenal. How did that come about? Was you playing for like a grassroots team at the start, and you got picked up, or was it?
Yeah,
What
but
was
then
that
like I was
route?
playing in I was playing for Norbury Juniors at the time in South London.
Cool.
I was 7, 8. Then like I wasn't there long. I was only there for 6 months or so, and I got picked up, and they just said, "Do you want to come and train in like?" So there was like centres all based around London, and there was one in Croydon. So I went there and trained for a year, and then after that year, they said, "Then like come and sign for us and play for us." Then like from the under-9s, and it just went from there really.
That's mad. That is mad.
Yeah. Were you only allowed to play for them?
Yes, yeah. So then, like for the year that I trained with them, then I was still playing for my Sunday League team. But then, at the minute you go and sign for Arsenal at under-9s, then like, that's the only team you can play for. So we was training twice a week at Highbury there, but then that was a little centre to the side of Highbury. So we'll go there twice a week and train up there, and then play on Saturdays or Sundays.
How did you? I got to ask a question. How did you find that when you trained that 1 year with Arsenal and still playing for your kids team?
Yeah, but then like it was fun because I was going to train with then like all the staff at Arsenal and some of the best players in South London, and then going back to play for my like my little Sunday league team on a Sunday. Then it was just playing football, and so I was 7, 8, so like we all just followed the football and tried to score goals. So yeah, it was a good time.
Did you pull your socks up and do your laces up differently?
No, big old shin pads about that big.
Oh, fantastic!
Gold Umbros on. I think they were the first boots I had. Gold Umbros, which are nice.
Oh, the best kids boots ever.
Yeah.
I think I had like Mizuno's. I think
yeah,
I had
it's a good choice as a kid.
You think it's a good choice? I mean, there's one of my mates has got Mizuno's now on Sunday League. I said, how much were they? They must have been cheap because I remember them being just like really cheap. These ones were like 200 quid. I was like, you're joking me. You're joking.
Yeah,
Mizuno's at 200 quid.
Price.
Yeah. What was your boots, Dave?
As a kid, right. So, Luke, you missed out on all this.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. So when I was going, I must have been about 10, 11 years old, and one of the lads in our team, his old man, was good friends with a guy who owned a sports shop. So he had in the back of his car, he opens up the boot, and Lecoq Sportif was the boot. I was about size 12. So I ended up with a referee style boot. Everyone else had like I think Maradona was wearing Lecoqs, or some top player was wearing. So I ended up wearing these horrible size 12 referee boots. Washed them every session, after every session, took them back, living room, undid the studs, cleaned everything until that one muddy day, left them in a plastic bag. That was it, mouldy for the rest of their life.
Game over.
That was it.
Dubbing on it a lot. Dubbing back then? You used to rub dubbing on it.
Yeah, when they're brand new, clean them, newspaper, dry them all out. Oh,
yeah.
Mate. Just the days.
Do you get a new pair of boots every game now, or is it? Do you tend to keep on to them?
No, no, we keep on to them. I've worn mine now for probably 2-3 months now. And they're not like we've just been sent some new colours they're not like this week, so it's exciting. We get some new colours, so then we get to use them on Saturday or Sunday for the first time. So looking forward to that.
So a new boot's good, isn't it? But then there's nothing like that stretched leather feeling. It's like you've bedded it in a bit, haven't you? So you've just got to. Do you blame the boots if you have a bad game?
No, but now then I got my boots on Monday, so like they go in a steamer for a day, then they go on a stretcher for a day. Wow. So by the time you put them on, they're like an old pair of boots. Yeah.
Decent.
Where's the steamer? At the training ground or at home?
Then at the training ground, then I haven't
got to
that level 1 in steamer and then house yet.
No, I had this vision of you and the missus fighting over the steamer. Yeah, she's just taking a pot of rice out and you're chucking your brand new boots in.
That's funny. Oh dear. All right. So obviously from Arsenal, you didn't actually make an appearance for Arsenal, did you? Over that time, unfortunately. Was that obviously the aim? You thought, this is going to be my career now, or was there points at that where you thought, I might need to drop out if I'm going to have a longer career in football itself?
Yeah. Then I kind of knew. Then when I went there as a scholar, then I was one of the ones that weren't training with the first team or wasn't getting picked for the reserves. I was always playing under 18s, which is good. But then as you go to a scholarship, you kind of want to be pushing on and playing for the resis and training with the first team. But then it was never me. Then I never got chosen. And that was because I weren't physically up to it at the time. Then I weren't stronger than the lads. The lads were quicker than me. They were better than me. So there weren't no shame in it. No. But I worked hard, and at 19, it just come about that I had a chance to get out, and then I had a chance to stay at Arsenal for another year. Then they said, look, then if you want to stay for another year, go out on loan. You can do that, or you can go sign for Yeovil. And then we sat down with my agent and my parents, and then I think we just decided, look, I think it's time to go. And definitely it was for the best, 100%.
That's cool. What era was that for Arsenal? What sort of players did they have in the first team then?
So I left 2010, so it was like Cesc Fabregas.
Right.
Jack Wilshere was just coming through, so he was a year below me, so he would have been 17. he would have been in it. Trying to think centre half wise and right back wise, Clichy, Sagna. So still a team that were going for the league at that stage. So it was still one of the big boys. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of knew that I didn't have a chance. Like, I'm not going to kid myself and sit around there and waste my time playing reserve team football. It's time to get out.
So you went on loan to Yeovil, right?
Yes, yeah. I went to then on loan from for 3 months and then signed from.
Eventually signed, yeah.
Go
on,
so
DJ.
I was going to say that because it's a big move, isn't it? I mean, you're South London to what is it? West London, North London, slightly.
Yeah.
Where you train with Arsenal.
Yeah.
To go to Yeovil.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeovil's famous for two things: the 303 and its army barracks.
Yes. Yeah. Then and gloves. Then we did make gloves for the Queen at one stage.
Oh, is that right?
So, yeah. So that's why we call it glovers. Well, I'd say we, but yeah, that's just an interesting fact for everybody at home. So yeah, but it was. Then obviously it was a big move, and then at the age of 19, then at 18, 19, then obviously you want to stay in London, then you want to be a footballer in London, you want to do everything around it. But then for me, it was just great just to get out of London and just go down there and play football. And then I loved it. I went down there, played football. There weren't nothing going on in this town in the day or at night. So it was just go there and play football.
I'm trying to think if I played against you in a pre-season. Bristol City.
I don't think we did. It was a couple of years after then. Like, I went back there and played Yeovil in pre-season, and I don't think we did. Then no.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, unfortunately not. You wouldn't remember. He lost 1-0. It was a terrible game.
Yeah, maybe not me. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a precursor for the season, which wasn't particularly good either. But anyway.
Yeah.
So you obviously you dropped down to League One. How was you? Because you said you thought you a little bit below par compared to the guys at Arsenal. Where do you feel you sit at that level? Do you feel more at home, more comfortable? Do you feel you was a bit better than that level?
No, then I went in as a centre mid, then like a number 8. So I thought I was going to be a box-to-box midfielder, and I lasted about 6 games in there, and I got dragged, so that didn't go too well. But no, then I went there and I went there on loan, so then I kind of knew all the boys, I knew the training, and then I knew what I was getting myself in for, and then I knew it was going to be tough because physically I wasn't there. I wasn't a man yet. I wasn't probably ready, but
still learning.
Then I was still learning because you play a lot of reserve team football, but you're still 19 then and haven't played any first team football. So to go there and play games was good. Then at the start I struggled a little bit, but then I grew into it and finally found a spot at right back. I got pushed around a little bit. I played centre mid. Then I was playing centre half, and then the right back got injured, and then they tried a centre half out there at right back, and I just went into the office and said, "Look, then I think I can play right back. Then I think why he's injured, then play me there. Then I think I can do it." And yeah, then the first game he put me out there was against Southampton, so it was against Chamberlain, Lallana. Then that Southampton team, and I've done all right, and I stayed there ever since.
So did you grow up as a more of a central midfielder then, and it was at that moment you become the right back, or did you have experience as a right back in the day?
Centre back. Then I grew up at Arsenal playing centre back. Played my whole scholarship there. Then reserve team football I played there, and then when I went to Yeovil, it was kind of you play centre half at Arsenal, but you're a good ball playing centre half, but you're not quite big enough to play in League One at centre half. So we'll try and force you into that number 8, number 4 roles and kind of see what we can do with it. And then as I said, I lasted about 6 games and I probably touched the ball about 4 times and got about 6 yellows. So yeah,
it's going to help you in your wrestling career.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you'd be sorted. What about obviously the facilities and stuff? Because obviously you've grown up with Arsenal, you've been blessed with these good facilities, even from an early age. Suddenly you've dropped down, the pitches aren't as good, the stadiums are a little bit ropey, I guess, compared to the Emirates and the other places that you've been playing. What was that like? Was there a bit of a culture shock, or was you like, let's embrace it, this is where I'm at?
Yeah, but then like on my first day there was a culture shock. Then I went down and signed at the ground. Then a couple of days before, but then like I asked whereabouts am I meeting for training, and it was like, well, here we train here. Then there was a pitch at the top of behind our ground, which was just a public pitch. It weren't. Then like
Wow.
you didn't. Then like if somebody was on it, then like you couldn't train,
Wow.
because it weren't owned by the club. So yeah, it was just then like it was a culture shock. Then went out to train and the pitches ain't what you're used to at Shenley. Then like the Arsenal training ground, and you're like, bloody hell, what have I got myself in for here? But no, it was brilliant. Then I can't.
Part of
Then
the
like
learning.
after a few weeks, yeah, but then like after a few weeks you get used to it and it just becomes normal.
Yeah. Could you ever have imagined Yeovil would get to the Championship?
No, it's
Crazy.
yeah, it was a crazy season. Then like we started well, and then like we just got on a bit of a run, and then like teams couldn't live with us. And then I think what helped us that year, then that was our pitch. It was awful. It was like a swamp, and we just overran teams and played into Paddy Madden, and Paddy Madden scored like 25 goals or something in League One, and yeah, it was brilliant. Then like it was one of my the night before I got promoted with Leeds. Then I'd say that's then like my proudest moment to get them promoted was special.
Decent. And from there you moved on to Bristol City, which our man DJ has spent some time there as well, yeah. Trying to think if there's... Go on.
We went to the same clubs, apparently.
Yeah.
But I don't mean Bristol City.
Yeah. Pam's great guy.
So did you spend...
But yeah.
We were talking just before we recorded actually about Bristol. You saying that you loved your time there.
Yeah, then I absolutely loved my 2 years. Then I signed at a time I was probably 22, 23 when we signed, and then all the boys that signed that summer, and the boys that were there were all around the same age. Then like we all had misses, but no kids, so we just all used to just go out together as couples, and then go out as the lads and just have a good time. And then like on the pitch, things were going well. Then like we cruised League One that year. But then like won the JPT. So it was just a brilliant first season. Loved it. Then I loved my time there. Second season, went up to the Championship. Wasn't going too well. Then I was in the bottom three, I think, and Cottrell got sacked. But then I felt like that if he stayed, then I feel like we would have got out of it, because I feel like we had some good players. And then the second half of the season got injured and never really got back in.
So you loved it, David. Bristol for you?
The city's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. I mean, the city's wonderful. It's
a good night out. It's a good night out. My brother-in-law went to uni there. It's a lovely place.
Yeah, it's a good night out. I DJ'd there 2 Christmases ago at the Pop World. It's an amazing night out. And when you DJ and you just hit bangers. You just hit a banger and everyone's drunk and sings to it. It's easy. But I think from a footballing side, what you're saying there, Bill, is
it's good, isn't it? It's got a ring to it.
But when you've got, I think, and I say this respectfully, when you're coming up to the Championship or going obviously through promotion, but you've gone from Yeovil to Bristol City, it's a big jump in the size of the club, because Bristol's 6th biggest city in England, I think. Yeah. Bristol City, a big club in its own right, and in the southwest, probably the biggest club. Yeah. I'd gone to Bristol from Portsmouth. I literally went to Bristol a week after, just after the World Cup. So I went there sort of, and I'm not going to say it was a downward step, but obviously on the football ladder, it was a step down. And the expectations, similar to you, we played Swansea, and just to typify the difference, Premier League, and as I said about your steamer, boot man, can you steam me boots? I want them ready for Saturday. Your boots are going to be ready for Saturday, shiny underneath your place. We played Swansea, and I said to the kit man, have you got me boots? And he went, it's in the Premier League, son. You have to put your own boots in the skip. And I'm like, I've got no boots. And the strength and conditioning coach went out, because Swansea's in a shopping arcade, isn't it? He went out, bought me a pair of boots for the game. Wow. And I was just like, wow, this is the Championship. So the experience was on the flip side, and it didn't go well. 2 years, really bad form. I wasn't fit, loads of different things. But The city and the people, fantastic.
Yeah. City is honestly, I love living there. Then like I had a place on the harbour side, and it was there, but then that was just something always going on in Bristol. It was just a wicked place to live, really good place to live.
Happy days. And then from there, you find yourself at Leeds. How did that one come about? What was that a move that you looked at? You always looked at Leeds as a club that you would, because it's a different, obviously it's a lot more north, isn't it?
No,
So,
then like if I'm being honest, then I thought I'd never get the chance to sign for a club like this. Then I weren't playing at Bristol City then at the end of that season, and then I actually found out that there was a few teams in for me. Celtic come in for me, Fulham were in for me, and Leeds were in for me. Celtic spent too much money on Scott Sinclair, so they couldn't sign me. Fulham they were interested but weren't interested at the same time.
right.
And then Leeds come in, and it was a no-brainer. Then I played the first game for Bristol City on the Saturday in the Championship, the first league game, and I signed for Leeds on the Wednesday. So,
Crazy.
But yeah, it was a no-brainer. Yeah.
Crazy. It's been good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been all right.
Yeah. It's gone well. Things went brilliant last season, and then we're doing well. We're kicking on, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want to quickly touch on it's pretty much, well, it's just a couple of days after, but it's almost a year ago to the day that you I don't know if you remember it, the Nottingham Forest game.
Yeah.
There was an interview you had on, I think it was on the Leeds YouTube channel. You just seemed deflated, fed up. You was quite brutally honest, really, about the things that are going on behind the scenes, and it just wasn't clicking. Do you feel that it was just being open and honest as a footballer on a media platform like that enabled you to just, as a team, just crack on and get it together? Because that was a turning point, really, wasn't it, from there on?
Yeah, but then like from there on, I think we lost one game to Cardiff. Then like that was the game after lockdown, so it was kind of like a pre-season game, But come out after that loss, and then like we just lost a 12-point lead in the Championship, and then like the season before we were flying and lost the lead. So to get a camera put in your face straight after that, and then like you just seen Forest celebrate like they won the league, it was hard to take. So just come out and was brutally honest, and then my facial expressions told everyone how annoyed I was, and it was then like from there we kicked on. But then our form we weren't getting the results, but our style of play and everything never changed, but things just weren't going for us, and then we lost the 12-point lead, and it was just frustrating. It was because it weren't so much our form, then it was the people outside that was always saying stuff, same old Leeds, they'll bottle it, and then like from the press you can take it, but when other managers start saying it in their pre-match interviews and post-match interviews, and you're like, then like just concentrate in your own team, don't comment on us. So that kind of gave us a kick that we needed, and then was playing Brentford on the Tuesday, and then we've travelled down to London on the Monday, and then the gaffer gave the best talk on the Monday night. It was brilliant. The boys were listening, everything was brilliant. And then we kind of took that in and then romped it in the end.
Yeah, you certainly romped it. What do you think of Leeds at the moment, DJ?
They are. I've said this publicly. I think I've said it on Sky Sports of all places that they're the most exciting side to watch. They are the English version of Atalanta.
Okay, yeah.
It could be 5-0 win. It could be a 5-0 defeat. You're never quite sure, but all you're going to get is essentially entertainment all the way through it. Your keeper, Melier, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes. Yeah. Yep,
I love it.
Do you know what then? Like, I think he goes under the radar because obviously then we've conceded more goals than we want to, but then he's also kept 7 clean sheets, and he's been brilliant in games when he's pulled out some amazing saves, and he's only 20. Like you don't see goalies in the Premiership at 20, and he's only come over last year.
Yeah, this is the thing that I went on. I mean, I rarely go on social media. I mean, I might post stuff, but it's literally I'll put my phone on, post it, and then go back to WhatsApp, whatever. And I was watching, I can't remember which game it was, and he went for about 10 crosses. And
Burnley
pretty much,
won.
Was it Burnley?
Then I'll imagine it's Burnley, because he come for everything.
And you won?
Everything. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it, 1-0?
1-0. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Burnley
Yeah,
at home.
because the goal was disallowed, wasn't it? And
Yes.
he actually, that was a mistake. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't a
Yeah.
foul. It should have counted. But then he carried on coming for crosses, and the commentators were battering him. It was like, oh, yeah, he's made a mistake, blah, blah. But I was thinking, hang on a minute, the guy's still coming. He's still coming. He's still dealing with it. And as soon as the whistle went, the camera sort of, if you can imagine it, panned towards the middle. But as it was panning, you could see all the defenders turn around to him, and they all went up to him. And I was like, that is quality. The fact that at 20 years old, as you say, that he's still coming, he's got the confidence to do it. His teammates appreciate what he's doing. Absolutely buzzing. So I went on social media and started having a conversation with Leeds fans. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. They actually are my favourite away fans ever.
Yeah. They're not bad, are they? They turn
Can
up
I tell my
everywhere.
story now? Can I tell my story now?
Go on. Yeah.
So we're playing, I'm at West Ham. We're playing Leeds, obviously at Ellen Road. And I've got a blonde afro. Long blonde afro. There's a few minutes to go in the game, and I think we're winning. And all I could hear is this murmuring. It's like there's only one. And I'm thinking, all right, okay. What's the go? It's going on for ages. And I'm thinking, what? It must be an old player, like a 70-year-old player in the exec box or something like that. And then there was a moment of clarity, and they sung, "There's only one David Gower." Now, David Gower, if you're into cricket,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. So I've turned around and I went, and I just from that moment I was like, I like you lot. I like you lot. So, that's my story.
It's quality. It's good. We'll clip that up, Dave. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, they came me when I went there with Bristol City, and we lost.
We'll talk about Leeds fans in a minute, but if we could just rewind to last season, obviously when you got promoted, if you could relive one game through that mad season, one where maybe you performed well, or where it was just everything went right, or it was just a mad game, what one would it be? What's the one that stands out to you?
I'll probably say Birmingham 5-4.
Wow.
It was just
okay.
Then we were 2-0 up, cruising in the first half, and Jude, the one who went to Dortmund, the centre mid, the young lad, and then he popped up and scored to make it 2-1. Still felt comfortable in the game. Come out for the second half, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-4. Just back and forward, and in the last minute we scored. It was a crazy game. And that's when we was going through a bit of an iffy spell. Then I think that was around the New Year, and yeah, it was a mad game. Same, they're not like same as you said. Then it could have ended 5-0, but it ended 5-4. It was one of them games that just every time somebody attacked, they scored. It was mad the second half.
David, what's the maddest game you've been involved in?
It's a Premier League highest scoring game.
I guess high scoring, or maybe.
No. It was the maddest game I've been in. We played. I'm forgetting who we played now. We played Reading.
Okay.
So we played Reading. I think
they're always shipping goals and scoring goals, aren't they? I remember some mad ones. Reading and Arsenal had a mad one. It was a crazy game. I think we were. I'm sure we were 2-0 up, and gone out second half, just like a normal game. You know, Reading a team that are probably going to go down. Portsmouth, we were doing all right. And then I come running out to tackle Paul Kitson somewhere near the fans. He went round me, scored, and all of a sudden it was 2-2. I think it was 2-1 at half time. It was 2-2. They had a penalty. I saved the penalty, and then before you know it, it was 7-4. And at 6-4, I've looked at the scoreboard, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, am I really in this game? This is just absolutely bonkers. Herman Ryderson scored in open play. He's a centre half who ran up and headed the ball in. It was a joke of a game, but 7-4. I mean, you can't get any more mad than that. That's pretty mad. In terms of your first experience of the Premier League, it's obviously you're doing it and you're living it, but it's obviously without fans at the moment. So, do you feel like you're still waiting to really experience the Premier League because of the fans side of things?
Yeah. Then that's something that was probably one of our big things. Then going into the Premiership to try stay up this year. You know, then to actually make sure that we're in it next season, so we can hopefully, touch wood, there'll be fans back in and we can feel that atmosphere like Anfield, like the opening day of the season, 4-3. Just then, like just to think what that place would have been like. If that was the game that we had in there, it would have been madness. And then like the games at Ellen Road where we've been close, or it's disappointing, but then you can't really sit here and think about it because you get upset and then you put yourself down. So it's getting to a point where players are actually it's normal now to play without fans. Like I feel like the tempo of games are back up to what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Then before lockdown, I feel like the tempo's there. I feel like that's back. So then I can only imagine what it's going to be like when the fans get back in there, and then like they give you the extra 5-10%. It's going to be it's going to be brilliant.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because like without fans, I would say the first half of this season, especially in the Premier League, anyone can win a game. Like teams are beating everyone, aren't they? Like it's a strange one. Do you think having or not having fans there has something to do with that? Because I've got a theory. Hear me out. I feel like if you've got a packed out stadium of like, let's say 60,000 people in there, you're going to want to do your job properly. But do you think without fans in there, there's players that are willing to just try something a little bit different at times because they're not going to get the whole stadium on their back if they muck up? Do you think there's an element of that at all? Or
I don't know.
How do you, as a player, how do you? Are you just playing your game normally, or?
Yeah. Then you're just trying to play your game normally. But I feel like if there was fans in the stadiums, I don't think you'll see some of the mad results that you see, some of the high scoring games. I don't know. Then I don't know if that's how then like football's just gone. But I just don't think there'll be a game like 7-2. Then like like Villa beat then like Liverpool. I don't believe that will happen if fans are in the stadium. Do you know what I mean? And other results. Then like maybe then that game at the start of the season. Then like when we're playing, then like we go 1-0 down. Does the Anfield crowd get up and like we kind of go under? But where there's no fans in the stadium, you can just then it doesn't matter. But let's go again, and then you're in the game. Do you know what I mean? So. I don't know if some players might just feel like they don't have to track back there because they ain't got fans getting on them, or
They've got the
I've got a theory. I've got a theory.
Go on.
So for the, I mean, obviously when we came out, when football restarted, the big restart, whatever it's called, teams like Liverpool, their form's been terrible since restart. Players now can hear the manager or the coach all the way through the game. Whereas before, they wouldn't be able to hear them until half time. I mean, if you're next to them near the dugout. But now, someone like Pep, for example, you look at Man City, Pep screams for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And you've got players on the other side of the pitch who can hear him screaming. Whereas before, they'd be like, I can't hear him. I'm going to ignore him. Whereas now you can't ignore him. Now, and as you say, now players have got used, which is a very interesting point. They've got used to everything in the stadium without fans, including the manager talking for 90 minutes.
Yeah, then like it's funny you say Pep, because when we played City at the start of the season, first half, then I was on his side and Sterling was on the side, and he was just on Sterling the whole time. Stay out wide, because Sterling was trying and come inside. It was like, stay out. And he just kept getting the ball out wide and running at me. And but it was just him just telling him the whole time, stay out wide. And of course, then like you can hear everything. So then like, I knew he was staying out wide, but there was nothing I could do about it. Nothing I could do about it. Can't stop it.
Crazy. That's mad, just dropping names like Sterling and Pep into conversations.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. What was the biggest names back in the day at Yeovil? What was like the watch out for?
Sheffield United probably back when we was and then you had like Harry Maguire playing at centre half. He was only 18 or something, but he was still quite a big name. Do you know what I mean? So probably him.
I hear you. In terms of obviously the Premier League so far, you've had a lot of plaudits, including myself and DJ just then. But like, how do you rate your season so far? How's it going? Are the expectations there, or you above or below?
Yeah, we are probably above where we thought we would be. then like our aim for the season was to stay up there. Then like as a championship team coming up, and then like we signed a few good players, but then like a lot of our signings have been injured. Then like our 2 centre halves that we signed have been injured for most of the season. Rafa obviously has come in and he's been brilliant out wide, and so then like, it's been pretty much our championship team that has played. So then our ambition for the season is to stay up, and then like, we've put some good points on the table. So hopefully we can win a few more games and make sure that we're safe, and then start a game really, and then like see where it can take us. But first we need to get them a couple more wins, because then like in this league you can go 4, 5, 6 without winning, and then you're slowly getting dragged back in. So we need to make sure we stay on top of it and get a few more wins.
You mentioned Rafa just before. You seem to have quite a good connection with him. What's that sort of been like having him in?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Then like I pass him the ball and watch him, and then I just run around him to give him some space and hope he does something. But no, he's just then obviously you can see the quality that he's got. But for a player to come in and play for this boss straight away, then like it usually takes players 3-4 months for him to pick him. Like he likes for players to come in and train a lot before and get him up to the fitness and get him into his style of play. But from the first day, then like you saw the quality I had, but then like it's the work rate that goes with it. Then like if you see him and like he misplaces a pass, then he runs 100 miles per hour to get it back straight away. So that's what our boss looks for. Then like if he didn't do that side of it, then like he wouldn't play, and that's being serious. Like there's been talented players that just don't play because they don't do that side of it.
We can do something called football freeze, all right? So we did this with Ivan Toney last week. Just so you know, Ivan Toney come on the podcast out of form, absolutely smashing it now. So we expect you to. I don't know. How's your form been? How would you rate your form? Brilliant, yeah.
Brilliant,
so let's hope it doesn't have a negative effect. Let's hope it doesn't go backwards. But football freeze. So this one here says. Steady Eddie. You can keep 3 football phone numbers in your contacts. Get rid of Patrick Bamford, by the way, because he didn't answer. There's no point in keeping him. But if you could keep 3 football contacts in your phone, who would they be?
I don't know. Probably Calvin Phillips, because he's going to kick on and do decent in his career. So then I'll stick around him for a bit. Steve Cottrell, then he gave me my chance to step up and speak to him a fair bit. Like he called me last season quite a lot. And then like Al Gaffer now, you got to say Al Gaffer now. Then like I don't know if he uses his English phone a lot, but then I've got a couple of texts off him like in the past. And like when I had an operation, he texted me just saying good luck, hope everything goes all right. So I've still got that. So probably him, yeah.
Decent. It's a good 3.
Two gaffers.
Yeah. Two gaffers and Calvin because I want to hang on to him and that for a few tickets in the future.
Next one is you can keep 3 football items that you've collected in your career, whether it's a match ball or a shirt swap or a pair of boots or whatever. Is there anything that or even a trophy? So
it will probably be my Premiership debut one, because you work all your childhood to play in the Premiership and you finally get there. So it'll be that one. It would be my debut one for Yeovil. Then I've still got that one signed. That was my first league start. And probably my goal of the season award, which I never thought I'd win, but I picked one up last season, which was nice. So
we'll have to look that one up, DJ.
You'll have to look that up.
We'll have to look that one up.
What, to denote my goal of the season?
Who was it against?
It was against it was the last goal in the stadium. It was against Huddersfield, and it's come across, and I volleyed it from the edge of the box, and it's gone bowling in. I don't know how you haven't seen it.
Just be a pundit.
How can you say that? I'm finding it now.
Celebration, I ran off, I whipped my ponytail up, slid on my knees, and played the guitar.
Nice.
So,
it was it was a nice moment.
We got Ivan Toney to celebrate for us last week. We actually said, well, next time you score a goal, do something for us. So he actually did it. So that was quite cool. You being a right back, obviously you don't, or central defender, don't obviously get too many. Do you remember all of your goals from your career?
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
every
I
single
scored.
one, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I've
Because
only scored. I think I scored 14. So
yeah,
there's
I grew
not
up as a
many.
right back as well, and I remember all of my goals. But I also remember all of my own goals, which actually outdo all of my goals. Scored more
Yeah,
own goals than goals. You scored any own goals over the years?
yeah. I scored a puck one against Carlisle, winning 3-1 with about 2 minutes to go. 3-2. They score to make it 3-2, and then they pile a ball in the box, and the guy flicks it on, and nobody around me. I've ran, and the players pushed me, but I flicked it for some reason, and I flicked it over the goalie into the net. 3-3. Brilliant own goal. Laid there on the floor, thinking that was wicked, but what have I just done?
I've just seen the goal.
David's seen the
Seen
goal.
it.
Go on.
I've just seen the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How long is your hair, by the way?
yeah. It's down to about here now. It's
It's
all
still, it's still,
knotty and everything at the minute. Yeah, yeah. It's
Smith.
easily
Have
done.
you
Let
seen
me
the
get it
goal,
out.
Smith?
See this.
Oh
Oh,
wow,
that is
yeah.
sensational.
But it's messy at the minute.
Oh,
That's what it
lovely,
looks
mate.
like when you
Yeah,
score the goal. I mean, wow. I mean, it's a great
yeah,
volley. Great volley.
yeah.
It's
It's good
just
volley,
like,
isn't it?
yeah.
We actually
It's not bad.
put something out on the socials just to get some questions in. Someone actually said his name's Bailey. He said, "How does he keep his hair so fine? What's the tips?
Um, Not really sure. Just wash it twice a week.
Twice a week,
Blow
okay?
dry it.
Blow
Yeah,
dry.
blow dry it. Yeah. Then I don't do anything for games. I just play with it a lot before games to get a bit greasy and that, so it stays. Then I double hairband it, and then it's good to go.
Put it in the steamer.
Yeah, head straight in the seam or wet it up.
Quality, quality.
Oh,
All right, we're
wow.
going to move on to Bielsa, your gaffer. We touched on him being a mysterious man. Do you get an indication as to how he is away from football, or do you think he just goes home, locks himself in a room, and just continues to do football? What kind of guy is he?
Yeah, then I'm pretty positive that that's what he does. He just goes home and he's on football all the time. Then, like, he lives in a flat, so he spends most of his time at the training ground. Then, like, he's got his bed at the training ground. He's got a kitchen in his office and everything. So he spends most of his time at the training ground. Yeah, he's just then, like, as you see him on the touchline, pacing up and down, squatting. Then, like, that's what he does in training. So he paces around, and then he'll come in and talk to us, and he'll go back out. He'll walk around the outsides, and yeah, then, like, that's how he is. That's just how he is.
Do you feel much like a presence, like a bit of pressure from him? Is it like you've got to? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's a presence. Then, like, once he walks out to training, it's straight away. Then, like, you see his coaches. Then, like, his coaches will be all relaxed and that before he comes out, and then once he comes out, they're all running around like blue ass.
yeah.
They all don't know what to do with themselves. They get all panicky. They might just put a comb in the wrong place, and he counts it out, and it's wrong, and they're getting shouted at. So, yeah, it's. But, like, he's just, yeah, they're like the same they're like he's the same all year round. No matter
Mm.
if it's going bad or good, he's the same all year round. Then he doesn't change what he does.
Do you like that consistency?
Yeah, because then other managers, then, like, if a young lad does something bad, the manager will be on him. But if a senior lad does it, it'll be like, right, or not even a senior lad, then like a lad that plays, but he's the same for everyone, so nobody can get away with anything. Then, like, in meetings, it's then, like, he's not. Then, like, he won't not say something to somebody because it might hurt their feelings. Like, he says what he has to say, but then, like, us boys are used to it now, you know. Then, like, we know that we're going to get in meetings. Then, like, we know we're probably going to get told off at one point in the meeting for something that we've done, and then, like, that's just the way it is. But
It's a bit like
then I think that,
school teacher, I guess, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then like, you kind of go into games trying to do. Then obviously you go into games trying to do everything right, but you you don't want to be in that video knowing you've done something wrong, and it's being brought up in front of the whole team.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want. So it's always in the back of your head.
I'd one manager like that, Capello.
Yeah,
Oh man, if you play an England game and then the next round of games, you'd have your video meeting and lads would be like, I just hope he doesn't show that one. And
yeah.
I don't know how Bielsa speaks to you. Is it first name, surname terms or?
Surnames.
Oh,
Ayling.
yeah.
Yeah, Ayling, surnames, everything's Everything's surname.
So, I mean, the goalkeepers never had names with England. They were just keeper.
Yeah.
And the Wayne Rooney was Rooney.
Yeah.
So you'd watch a video, Waz had made it, Rooney, or keeper, why? And you just sat there, and the first few times, just like, what is he doing? But like you said, in the end, it's just like, actually, I know I messed up. He knows I messed up. Now everyone knows I messed up. Kind of get on with it. Oh,
yeah.
Very, very not English, Smith.
Well, Leeds seem to be doing all right at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah,
so
it works
absolutely.
for us.
It does work for them. David, have you heard of Murderball before?
Did he win the belt in WWE back in 2012?
Luke
2010, you was close.
Never heard of it. Go on.
Never heard of it. Talk to us, Luke.
So Murderball is Wednesday. Then, like when we haven't got a game midweek, then we go into training on a Wednesday, and the night it's just a game. So then we just go out and then we just play a game. So we do like 4 or 5 minutes or 5 minutes. Then like whatever they decide we're doing. But literally, it's just non-stop. Balls being chucked in, fouls not given. It's just 25 minutes of running hard work. And then like the first time we done it in pre-season, so we done it, and boys were all on their knees. Like, no way can we do this in season. And then the coach was like, no, we're going to do this every midweek. And was like, no, we can't do this and play a game on the night of Saturday. No. Every Wednesday we're doing this. All right, then, yeah. Then like we'll see. Every Wednesday we've done it. Every single Wednesday.
Wow.
Just then like we just go out, and then like he does put the work in that. Like some like shapes what the team that we're playing on Saturday. So we'll play against the shape that he thinks we're going to play against. So it is that. So we are preparing for a game, but it's just hard.
So
hard yards.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Where did I hear this story? It's something to do with the bike to make up anyone who hasn't performed at the sports science level. Is it in a game or is it in training where you have to sort of compensate on a bike? Or
no, then like usually then like that's only if your weight's a bit high. Then a few of the lads have come in with high weights, and some of the lads would be on the bike, and then how come you're on the bike? He goes, then I was 0.5 over this morning, so I need to jump
0.5.
on there. Yeah, 0.5 over, 500 grams over. So then I need to jump on the bike to get it off. So that's usually for that, because usually the boys come in after their Murderball sessions, and it's you're tired, then you're ice bathing after, and you're getting ready for a down day Thursday. But but it seems to work. It's good stuff. And then like now the boys actually enjoy it. The boys actually enjoy going out and doing it.
So I'm curious. Sorry, Smith. I'm curious. Is this sports science led or is this Bielsa led?
I don't think it's sports science led.
Okay.
Because then like we'll try and find out like what segments we're doing. So we'll go out to the fitness coach. So like what segments we're doing. He'll be like, then like it's quite light today. Then like we're gonna do 3 times 4 minutes, and then the first one goes on for 6 minutes. But then like the sports science there is trying to tell him it's time. Ignores it. Finally blows up, and then I don't think it's sports science led.
See, I love this. I mean, I love sports science. I loved sports science when I was playing, but there was a value that was like, hang on, you're taking away from me what I can do. And Bristol City was a prime example. It was sports science led. No extra training. Players can't kick more than 5 balls after 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. But what you're saying goes against all the arguments that a lot of commentators say now. The players are tired. They've had too many games, this and that. I'm not saying the players aren't tired, but when your sports science guy is being told, hang on a minute, they can do another couple of minutes, and everyone talks about how fit and how hard Leeds train, play, and everybody's super fit, then, there's merits in what you're doing. Yeah, definitely. Murderball,
we call it. Yeah. Then like from that first one, because it was solid. So we just named it that, and after that, it's just stuck. Yeah.
Going to move quickly onto the Amazon series, which you featured in quite a bit. What was that like? Did you feel, obviously there's going to be cameras everywhere all the time? Was that something that you're fine with? Did other players not like it too much, or was it just you just got used to it?
No, then our one was a bit different to the one that you see with Tottenham and that. Then it weren't really in our faces. Then it was.
Okay.
Then it wasn't there every day. Then the boss here never let him in the changing rooms, never let him around the training ground when we was doing stuff. Then it was more just following fans outside, and then our season, and then boys done quite a few interviews from and that. But no, then it was really nice to watch back. It was then it's something that's there forever, and they captured some great moments when we got promoted. So that's always nice for it to be properly filmed and it's there. So yeah, it was nice. It was a good little thing to have.
What do you think about these It seems like every team's coming out with documentaries now, isn't it, DJ?
I'm not a fan. I mean, I like what you're saying there, because the idea that it's not so much of the sanctuary of your change room in your environment, but the fact you're in a professional, competitive environment, and any little bit that is shown on the telly is an edge for the opposition, in my head. And if you're in behind the scenes, I don't watch them personally because I just don't want to see players or managers giving out trade secrets. It's almost like writing an autobiography halfway through your career and telling everyone what you're going to do as a player. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Play your game, do it, then talk about it afterwards. But like you said, if it wasn't so intrusive,
yeah, but then I've not actually watched the Tottenham one, but I've seen clips. Obviously, everybody's seen the clips with like Danny Rose in the office and stuff like that. And I mean, there's no way that our boss would have let that. He done one interview for it, literally. Then it was a week before it got aired, and they've been trying all season to get a sit down with the boss, and he was just like, no, I'm not doing it. So at the end of the season, he said, right, okay, then I'll do a little bit for you, but that's it. And that's the only thing he did for it. They were never in the dressing rooms. They were never there for training. It was more about Leeds the city and getting back to the Premiership. That's what it was about.
Can I ask a question about your gaffer while we're on the subject?
Go on.
Have you ever seen him sit on a seat?
Yeah. But then in meetings and that, then he sits on a normal chair.
He actually sits on a chair. I could just imagine him walking around and just squatting.
Yeah, then Kitman just having the bucket behind him ready for him to sit down on it. Then trying to guess where he's going to sit. No, then I can firmly tell everyone that he does sit on a chair.
Okay, insider secret there. You're giving it away now.
Yeah. So
we know, didn't we? As I say, we did get some questions from the socials. We spoke about Bailey keeping your hair so fine. We've got those tips already. Who's this one? We've got Kay, his name is. He says, list some of the mental things that Alioski does in the changing room.
Do you know what? Then it's just so loud, and then he plays up to the camera. So when the camera's in the tunnel and that, he walks up to the camera, he gives it a shake, but he's just so loud all the time, just shouting, just going around grabbing your ears and rubbing his face up against your face, just leave me alone. So then some days you go along with it, yeah. Some days just gee,
not in the mood,
leave me alone. Yeah, go away. Yeah.
Who else did we have? We had Ryan talking about Yeovil. He says, when at Yeovil, what was the best prank that you've seen?
Best prank? There was a young kit man, who's still there, Dan the kit man, and then he had a back room which had a padlock and that. So we got him, shoved him in there, padlocked the door, went out for training, trained hour and a bit, come back, he's just sat in the back of the kit room. Then we used to lock him in there all the time. Then we used to just ask him for things, and he would just fall for it every time. He would just walk in there and bang, lock it, and then we'll go for lunch, come back, and he'll be in there. So yeah, but he's still there as well. He's brilliant.
You must have seen some pranks in your time, DJ.
No.
None at all. Don't want to talk about that. Also on the Yeovil front, we've got Finn. He says, will you ever go back to Yeovil? And if so, when? I don't think you can answer that question, to be honest, but he's alluded to the fact that you've got a soft spot for Yeovil. Could you ever see yourself maybe at the end of your career going there again?
Yeah, then if the opportunity come up and stuff, and then right now obviously then I want to stay here for as long as I can. But if something come up in the future where then I had a chance to go down there to play or do something, then I'd like to. Then like it all depends on the family as well, because they're settled up here, so it's a long old commute every day to get down to the Oval. So,
Cool, I bet.
but certainly they're like something I'd like to. Then if something come up and then like we can make it work, then yeah.
Callum says, best goal you've seen live. Is it going to be the one that came off the end of your boot against your goal of the season one?
Hudders.
Yeah. Then like, it probably is. I'm not just saying it, but it was pretty.
I was going to say, obviously, because you see it from your two eyes, and obviously it looks sick, doesn't it? But then when you see it from the Sky Sports or the whatever camera angle was filming, does it still have that same effect for you?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Still now, then like still a year after, and watching it most days, it still gives me goosebumps.
Every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up. How many views did that have? Because I bet Luke's probably responsible for a lot of them. I mentioned, as I said, we spoke to Ivan Toney last time about this goal celebration. You were buzzing, weren't you, DJ? You was like, he's done it. He's actually done it.
So Luke, you got to understand this. So Ivan Toney's on. And Smiv has said to him about a goal celebration, and he went, I haven't scored for 6 or 7 games. And he's scored in every game since.
Yeah, he's been banging them in.
Man, that guy can jump.
Yeah, he's a big lad as well. Then like, even without jumping, he's a big lad. Then I haven't played against him, but I've watched a bit of Brentford. And,
you might be playing against him next year.
Then like their form at the end of last season, they probably should have got promoted, and they've carried it on now. And good footballing team as well, very good.
So I think I sense Smith's lining something up here.
I was trying to do something, but obviously, as a right back, you're not in the goals all the time, are you? Unfortunately.
No, and I haven't really got close, and I think I'm due a centre half stint soon as well. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, Ivan Toney's been banging in goals. Mm-hmm. So we can get that goal celebration.
Anything if you want me to do something, then I'm.
Yeah, this is what we're thinking. I'm just trying to. Me and Dan were talking yesterday, DJ, about what can we get a centre back or a right back that doesn't necessarily get involved in the goals. Can he get involved in a celebration or orchestrate something for us to see? Maybe next time Leeds score. It's very tough in the Premier League, because that goal where you do something might not be necessarily the winner, and it's probably not the right time to do it. Luckily, Toney did it at the right time. So I'm just thinking, how can we get a goal celebration with you and some of the lads in the team? What do you think, DJ?
Well, I reckon, given the insight that Luke's given us about Bamford and his piccolo fiddle playing, somehow there can be an orchestra and a conductor. And Luke, like if you don't score, then you have to be the conductor.
Then I'm the orchestra. Yeah, okay.
So we do.
Then like, I'll ask Pat if we can do it. Then like Pat's got his little celebration that he's got going this year.
Okay.
Then like his little sign or something for his. But then I'll speak to Pat. Then I'll have a word with him.
We'll sort something out. Or we could just, if Pat does score, just run up to him, do that, and be like, because he didn't answer you. Maybe we'll get that one. We'll get that one.
Probably
just
easier,
interrupt his celebration with like.
Yeah.
We'll get that. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, perfect.
Yes. We're gonna do it. We'll get 2 out of 2. I don't know who we've got on in the future, but we're gonna keep doing this, DJ. I promise. And that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call that section "Keep Your Promise." Ivan Toney's done it. Will Luke Ayling do it? We shall see. But yeah, there was one. I mean, I wasn't going to put these in, but I will, because Ellis Platten says, "Can you just please let him know I love him?" And George said exactly the same thing. Can you just tell him I love him, please? Thanks. So
that's always nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you get a sense of like obviously you haven't been playing in front of the fans this year, but last year, do you get a sense of like the fans? They adore Leeds, don't they? They love it. Yeah,
the fans here. Then like this what they live for. Then like they live for the games on the Saturdays. Well, then like when they could come, they absolutely live for it. And then like when I signed it, then like when I was at Bristol, you could walk around the city centre, and then you might get stopped once or twice. You know, that like very rarely. Here, then like you go into the city, then like everybody knows who you are. Then like they live and breathe it. Then like, but then like, that's the same for then like all the sportsmen here. Then like you got like Josh Warrington, who's a boxer, who just like all the fans just take to him, and he sells out everywhere he goes, and so yeah, it's just a city that loves their sportsmen. So it's nice.
Happy days. Well, thank you for your time.
No problem.
Thank you for joining us on the Goalmouth pod. It's been good finding out some. I think we've got a couple of gems there, DJ.
Absolutely.
No, it's been really good. And obviously all the best for the rest of the season. And obviously next season you can get those fans that are so passionate about the club into the stadium. And then who knows? Who knows what's next for Leeds?
Exactly, yeah. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
It's been good.
Thanks, Luke. Send my regards to young Melier for me.
I will do. I'll pass on your good words.
You've got to say David James, former England goalkeeper.
No, you don't have to say that.
Yeah, I will.
Oh dear. Cheers, man. We'll catch up soon.
Cheers.
Take care.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Take care of yourself. All the best for the steamer.